Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Luxury Podcast, your source for all things luxury and lifestyle. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Adam Gilbert on the line, and he is founder and owner over at mybodytutor.com. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
So excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to get further into what you're doing over at mybodytutor.com. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career?
Yeah, sure. So, health and fitness has always been a passion of mine ever since I can remember. When I was young, my father was sick. He had a heart attack when I was in fourth grade and then had a triple bypass shortly after that. Then shortly after that, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So not to start off too negatively, but those events certainly had a big impact on my passion because I realized just how precious your health and fitness is. Just seeing him kind of deteriorate mentally and physically throughout the years really had a big impact on me. And that's what spurred my passion for health and fitness and just realizing just how much it can have an impact on your overall life. My sister as well, she kind of used food as an escape throughout the years, and seeing just how much her feeling good and looking good had an impact on her confidence when she was, kind of in a groove, made an impact on me as well. So I guess those two things really are what spurred my interest in health and fitness at such a young age.
Man, I think that's a great transition. Let's get right into mybodytutor.com. So where do you want to start with that one?
Yeah, so, I started out in 2007. Before that, I was working for Ernst & Young, and then it was always the same story. So I would, I was the go-to guy for health and fitness. I'd see my clients and colleagues and partners and all that, a week or two later after I had given them a plan because I was the go-to guy. And it was always the same story. It was like, I got caught up with work, or I got caught up with life, or I got caught up with my kids. And I realized something had to be done. These people had a plan they liked. They felt comfortable from the start. But they couldn't stick with it. And that's when I realized daily and personal accountability was what people needed. So I quit my job in January of 2007, started My Body Tutor in February of 2007, and have been at this ever since. And, really what separates us, I think, from the billion other companies out there is that we're offering and giving daily and personal accountability every single day. Our belief, and even when I started this 13 years ago, is that people kind of know what to do for the most part. The real question is, why can't they do it? And it's a combination of a lot of things, but daily and personal accountability is really critical to kind of following through and sticking with it.
Wow, that's amazing. And let's go further into delivery. So what is day? Because I don't want to assume that everybody knows what daily accountability means in the fitness space. So and at work it might be like you got somebody micromanaging, looking over your back. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like what does that look like in the context of your program? Because I think the way you do it is pretty special.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So for us, it's clients will submit their food and exercise for the day. So, as the day goes on, they can use their easy-to-use mobile app or website. They enter their food. They enter their exercise. If it was an exercise day, they submit their report. And then every single day, their very own coach, the same person who they had their initial phone consultation with, the person who sets their plan for them, is writing back with personalized feedback, suggestions, and encouragement. And the fact that we're in communication with our clients every day, holding them accountable, makes all the difference. So it's not just we give them a plan and then just touch base in a week or two and essentially just kind of wish them luck. It's we're giving them a plan, and then every day we're checking in on them, we're guiding them, we're supporting them, and addressing anything that might get in the way of being consistent.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit more about like the actual nuts and bolts of like diet and like some of the things like that, and the customization part of this, because sometimes people listen to things and they're like, yeah, I've heard that, this, that, but it won't work for me. Can you kind of touch a little bit on that?
Sure. So that's a great question. I think the most important part, what you said, is it won't work for me, and that's the key. It has to work for you. Right, so we hear about all these crazy diets, whether it's keto or intermittent fasting, or whatever the diet of the month or year is. I say this, and I don't mean to sound trite, but the best diet in the world is one that you can actually stick with. And that means it takes into account your preferences, your lifestyle, your negotiables and non-negotiables, your favorite foods, things like that. And if it doesn't take that into account, then you're going to be set up for failure. So one of the things we do is when you sign up and you get paired with your coach, we're going to have a phone call and we're going to talk to you about those things. We're going to come up with a plan that you feel you can actually stick with. Because if you don't, again, you're doomed for failure from the start, and there's no way you're going to be able to stick with it. So, the best diet is the one that you can actually stick with, and we're going to make sure you feel comfortable that you can actually do that, and of course support you and guide you along the way.
How does a typical engagement look like? So does somebody sign up for a month, 2 months, a year? How does that part of it look? What's the commitment on the client's part?
Yeah, so as the founder of the company, I believe in what we do more than anything. I make it really easy for people to give us a try. It's month to month. There's no long-term commitment. Our goal is to help our clients get to their goal. So this way, when they do, they get lifetime access to our maintenance plan for free. We really want success stories for life. There's too many programs out there that rely on repeat customers. We want success stories for life. We want people to do our program and be done with it. They have a new relationship with food, new habits, new behaviors. To answer your question, it really depends on how long, or I should say how much how much weight they have to lose, right? Obviously, someone who wants to lose 50 pounds is going to be a client longer than, someone who wants to lose 20 pounds. But it's month to month. And the real beauty is that we're working with you every day, right? And everything that gets in the way of consistency, we're going to help you get through. That's pretty much the way it works.
That's awesome. And so if somebody's listening to this and they want more information or they want to connect, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, thanks. The best way is to go to mybodytutor.com. There's a ton of information there. We also have a free course. It's entirely free. It's 7 days. I'm very confident that if you read through those emails that we send, you're going to learn a lot. It's going to really change the way you think about dieting. A lot of people have told us that our free course is better than many paid programs they've done. So that's the best way. You can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. at mybodytutor as well. And you can always email us. There's contact pages on the web page. You can always reach out to me there as well.
That's awesome. Well, Adam, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about what you're doing and all the great clients that you're helping out there. It's a big deal. So keep up the great work there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Luxury, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave some comments on the video. Love to know what kind of things and projects you're working on. And Adam, thanks again for coming on the show.